And we met a remarkable student today. Her name is Jacqueline Corin, and she tells me just one day after running away from this school with her hands in the air.
This is just some of the damage that we're seeing out here on the roads. Just some of these tree branches falling down in the middle of the road, taking down those power lines.
We're standing just a few blocks from the heart of downtown Fort Myers, but as you can see, in this lot across from Publix, there's nothing here. You can see the wind here still blowing pretty intensely, but just to give you an idea of just how bad it was at one point, that boat that you see off to the distance there, we actually couldn't see it when the storm was at its worst about 20 minutes ago.
This is still as close as we can get to that scene, but if you look behind me, you can see the lights where the flashlights and the search crews set up. They're still working out here to remove the debris and get those people out who are trapped.
Chris, you can see 17 candles are burning here tonight for the 17 students and teachers who were gunned down here in Parkland a year ago.
Put the weapon down!
It's not a clean-cut, black-white, yes-no world that we have.
Hey, put the gun down! Gun down! Gun down! In the real world, these shots can kill.
Having to make that decision, that critical decision during that time. Is this guy truly looking for his ID, or is he actually looking for a knife?
A situation deputies can find themselves in on any given day.
Especially this day and age with attacks on law enforcement, from police ambushes to dealing with mentally ill, we have to adapt to what we're doing.
That's why the more than 1,100 Lee County deputies are required to go through the ringer in this room.
Our goal is just to give our deputies the tools, the experience to survive, to protect you, to protect me, protect everybody else in the community.
We're gonna do shoot me and taser.
Before we get here, trainers like Todd Ulmer make sure there's no room for error.
This is a simunition round. We check each person, we check each round that we load in. You can't be safe enough when we go into that.
Then it's time to get suited up and run through a simulation based on real-life experiences.
Go! I really don't know what's going on with him. He's kind of... Oh my gosh. Shoot.
Even a simple traffic stop can send bullets flying.
You have a number of concerns that you have to work through and prioritize in that. I want to take care of my fellow officer, but I have to stop this person. What we show our people is the speed of life.
Then we move on to other kinds of calls.
It's a burglary alarm at a business. Front windows are all busted out. 3 suspects coming out of the back of the business.
You never know what's going to happen, and in the heat of the moment, I got tunnel vision. Focusing on one weapon, I was blindsided. But it's all part of the training for the job. Expect the unexpected. It's what Ulmer says can keep them alive.
There are some people that hate us just for wearing the uniform. They vendetta against us, and you have to accept that fact every day and be aware of it all the time.
Yo, this is $60.
These $60 aren't for Jillian or Hunter.
To help our dad be normal again.
It's to help their dad, Virgil Garrison III. He has a rare brain leakage. So they're selling lemonade off Santa Barbara Boulevard in Northwest 15th Terrace.
2 nice people, they prayed for us.
And like their sign says, they want to get their dad to Duke University.
And only a certain doctor can do it up there. So we're trying to raise money to go up there and do that. Do you like a glass of lemonade?
Sometimes you think your kids will never change for the better, and they surprise you with things like this. And they make you feel good, like you've done good.
Virgil and his doctors believe his brain leakage is from a 2012 car accident when he was rear-ended.
It's manageable, but it's miserable.
But recently, his speech is affected and headaches are getting worse. He couldn't keep his health condition from his family.
They're understanding. They know that Daddy's going to be down and out for a little while, but what they're doing right now is just unbelievable.
Would you like pink or yellow?
And while their mission is their dad, they're also healing their community.
There's just a lot of hate in the world, and I think that this just brings everyone closer together to see something nice like this.
On the Night Beat, John Carlos Estrada, Wink News, now.
We saw it floating way out there, and it was one piece, and we thought it was like a giant piece of wood or something. And then it wasn't until it washed up this morning that we realized it was a dock.
We couldn't believe what it was, really. We'd never seen anything like it in our lives.
A 40-foot dock ripped in half, washed ashore on Fort Myers Beach during the storms, with barnacles clinging to the bottom and rusty bolts leaving many wondering where it came from.
Some people have been getting on it, some people have been laying on it, they get on it, jump off of it. It's amazing watching the people, what they're doing.
We had our morning coffee on it this morning.
We're told it came from the bay side of Fort Myers Beach and somehow drifted over to the Gulf side. Now they're trying to get it back where it belongs before the nasty weather this weekend.
I think they need more help from the land.
I think another tractor might help. Are you offering to push it out?
I think I could help some way, but probably not.
If everyone comes together, if everyone on this beach pushed, that'd be something.
After fighting with the dock for almost an hour, they only got it this far.
And you could just see all the smoke coming out of that boat, and we were going, it's going to sink, and then when he went off, sinking.
A sea tow boat lost the battle against one of the 65,000-pound concrete docks, leaving many wondering if it will ever budge.
Going by the previous attempt, probably not. I wonder if the storm could just do it on its own.
Yeah. What's the hurry? Just wait till the tide comes up and just grab a hold of it, then float away.
Stumps, branches, leaves, and critters.
You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that.
This Cape Coral woman says she's done everything she can to get the city to pick up the hurricane debris in her yard.
Every week they told me if I put them out in smaller piles that they would come pick them up.
But she says they want her to prove it isn't just yard waste.
The hurricane relief people were the ones that came and helped cut my trees down and helped get it all cut up and get it out here.
Several trees in her yard off of Southeast 2nd Street had damage and had to be cut down or trimmed up. But now the city says they've already picked up hurricane debris from this address.
FEMA came around the first time and did it, but that was before any of the trees had been cut that were damaged.
City officials told Wink News that the piles do not meet horticulture pickup requirements and she will have to call Waste Pro. Sherry Rogers says that will cost her more than $180.
I don't know what to do anymore. I can't get help. I don't know who to call, and I can't afford to call Waste Pro.
With hurricane season around the corner, she's stumped about what to do next.
I had a mess, and I still have a mess, and hurricane season's coming again, and I'm still stuck with this.
For the last 10 months, Sergeant Sammy Gonzalez has clocked miles and miles.
I've been just training nonstop. Probably 4 to 5 times a week.
On the track and pretty much all across Southwest Florida.
What pace are you running?
Like a 7:25.
Training for a run unlike any other.
I'm pretty much running over 2 marathons a day.
A 390-mile journey from Lee County to Tallahassee. They've dubbed it a run for the fallen for one important reason.
I think right now is a trying time to be in law enforcement.
Officers are getting killed daily. You see that they have young children that are left behind now without a parent.
Proceeds will go to a group called COPS, which stands for Concerns of Police Survivors. It helps get families back on their feet after losing their loved ones in the line of duty.
Initially, I thought it was crazy.
Deputy Josiah Smith is basically his backup, following Gonzalez on his journey up the state.
He's projecting to do roughly 45 to 55 miles a day, and we're talking about 7 to 8 days consecutively in a row. So I think it's going to be a pretty big challenge for him.
But it's not a race or a competition. He's hitting the pavement with one goal in mind.
It's going to be an emotional finish. I'll be definitely happy that I made it, but I'll be even happier presenting COPS with the check of all the money that was raised for this run.
In Lee County, I'm Nicole Valdez. Wink News now.